G'day everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to my cross-stitching video. I am a Kiwi Flosstuber and I am coming to you today from a miserable, rainy, cold South Island of New Zealand. If there is a cat in the tree, he can stay there because I'm not going out in the rain. But there isn't. I haven't seen any cats. Welcome to new subscribers and g'day to those returning. I hope everyone's had a good week. I've had a pretty poor week stitching wise. So much so that I'm choking myself. Excuse me. First of all, I want to apologise to everyone for the shortness of last week's video. There was a lot of dissension in the ranks at Stitchy Group yesterday. They'd all got settled with their cups of tea and ready to watch me, and it was over. So they were not impressed in the humorous kind of way. This one hopefully will be a little bit better because we do have to get some new projects. The other thing I realised when I was uploading the video last week, that there was something else I needed to say, and I was like, do I just go and re-record the video or will I say it this week? And I thought I'll just say it this week. So what I wanted to say, if you remember back, if you've been here for a while, you remember back a couple of weeks ago, I showed this and I talked about the fact that this is one row lower than it should be. This is Blackbird Designs Garden Club series. So this is the one I'm working on. This is the chart that will go directly below. You might actually be easier to see here. So there's a border above the bird there. Which I'm going to leave off so that it doesn't look visually too out of place. A lot of people said to me, why don't I just undo this bottom row? This is where I sound like a complete and utter drip. To remove that upper row to me means I have to go to wherever the stitched ends and come all the way back down here undoing it, because I don't know how to take this row out without affecting the row above it. And I don't want to play on, if this was the first chart and I had first square and I had plenty of fabric, I would experiment and learn how to do it. It'll be okay. But this is the end of the first row of 4. And I don't want to risk causing any major hiccups, and I wasn't going to unpick all the way back. So that's why I haven't undone that bottom row. It was suggested at Stitchy Group when I took it for help. So to everyone who said, because literally everyone said, why don't you just unpick that bottom row? That's why. I don't really know how to do it without ballsing up the whole thing. So my solution is to not do the border on the piece directly below, and it shouldn't look, there shouldn't be a problem then. It should visually be okay, and it's one small bit on a 12 square piece. So that clears that thing up. Excuse I. As soon as I start to talk, I want to cough. I haven't got anything, don't worry, I'm okay, I'm just having a cough. Right, so stitchy wise last week I had, that's for 3 projects, of which one I can't show you, and because it's the top secret Stitchy Group thing and we now have a date it needs to be finished by. So I didn't actually stitch on it anyway. So I only had 2 other things that I could show you, both of which are pretty pathetic, I have to say. The project for Tuesday, Wednesday was the village of Hawk Run Hollow, and I am in block 2. I'm averaging a block a year because I started last year. And I have got the white of the house and its roof, the bushes below the trees and everything below the church done. So I was working on the stained glass. I had just started the stained glass when I showed this to you last time. So I only gave this about a couple of hours one evening, and I've got the stained glass finished. So all that's left now is to bring the trunks up and do all the back stitching of the trees, and there's a couple of birds. I'm not actually putting the words at the top because she has acknowledged that she spelt Isaiah's name wrong, and I don't want to fiddle around trying to get it right. The church has got a name at the bottom. I'm quite happy with how it will look. So there isn't a lot more. My goal is to finish this by the end of the year. This block, not the whole piece, this block by the end of the year. So that is that. Now, even more pathetic than that was this next one, Santa's Village. So I don't even know if I had done any when I showed it to you last week, but I didn't stitch on the Monday, and then it was due again Saturday and yesterday. I didn't stitch on it on Saturday, so that left yesterday at Stitchy Group. I am on part 4, and this is Mrs. Claus's cookie shop, and the last time you saw it, the house is completed, the candy stripe is completed, and I had got the snow under the house done, just as far as the edge of the house done. Actually, excuse I for 1 minute because I'll lose the little plastic if I don't put it in straight away. So yesterday at Stitchy Group I managed to bring the snow over, and I have now got a headless Mrs. Claus. She also doesn't have any hands. So this is another block I'd actually like to try and get finished with this block by the end of the year as well, because that's then the end of, that's a row complete, which would be really good. And this actually is my focus piece now that I've finished Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. So next year when I have my rotation, this should get a couple of goes. Hopefully by the end of the year, if we can't have row 2 finished, at least 3 of the 4 blocks done would be good. Where's the needle? Let's just do it that way. I'll fix that up when I tidy up. So that is my pathetic amount of stitching. We are now at that point in the fortnight where I need to choose some new projects. So if you are new to my channel, I do a low-tech version of the Tiny Decisions app whereby I pull some numbered ping pong balls out of a pillowcase. There are some balls in timeout because I don't want to do them. Mostly around sewing and finishing things, but also a Mill Hill kit that I just don't want to do at the moment. It's not gelling with me. So let's jingle the balls. This is the second to last one of these I will do this year as well. So let's make it a goodie. The first ball out of the bag is Prairie Schooler. Okay, and I have a new Prairie Schooler that I'm doing now, so that's good. The next ball out of the pillowcase rather, oh, it's a New Start, and it's a me choosing New Start. Okay, because I do have a Viewer's Choice New Start as well, but we haven't had that for a while. Okay, cool, wonder what I'll choose. Okay, the next ball out, oh, okay, closest to finish. Okay, closest to finish, and I'm going to put a little arrow because I actually think it's the Stitchy Group ornament anyway, so if I don't pull that in some other way, that's what I will do. Otherwise, closest to finish now, there isn't any. I'd have to just pick something and give it a couple of days. So the ornament one is, okay, right. So I have pulled out ball 6, which is the Stitchy Group ornament ball. So I've got a tickle in the back of my throat. So I'm not going to do that for closest to finish, then I will just pick a chart and do something. Oh dear, I apologise for all the coughing. Oh, there is a cat in the rain. Okay, Lucy Calcutt gets to have 2 days. We haven't done her for a little while. That's good. Where's that cat going? 2 more balls we need. Project number 2. Okay, project number 2 is the last new start, which is the is it Pineberry Lane, Bringing Home the Tree? No, I don't think it's Pineberry Lane. I know which one I mean. It's called Bringing Home the Tree. And I'm starting on the trees. There is a tickle. Right, one more. Girls, you'll be happy to see it's at least 10 minutes long this time. Right, last one is, okay, free choice next weekend. No, 2 weeks away. So that means I can choose of my existing projects to give something a couple of days. Okay, not bad. Right, let's have a little look at the options for new starts. I have got some things kitted up here. That's kitted, that's kitted, that's kitted, that's kitted, and that's kitted. Whoa, and that's kitted. Oh my goodness, I apologise. So, this is me deciding, and I don't know what I'm going to choose yet. I don't have to worry about it till Wednesday, but I'll show you what the options are anyway, because some of these haven't seen the light of day for a while. So I have all 3 parts of By the Bay, By the Bay Needle Arts. This is the 13th Colonies. I've got all 3. I've got the fabric. I think I might, yeah. Okay, that might be, holding it up and looking at it, I'm like, oh, I like that. Then I have a Dimensions kit called Santa's Midnight Ride. That might be too ambitious. I don't know if I can see the stitch count. It finishes up as 14 inches by 11 inches, so it's not as big. Okay, this is Shakespeare's Peddler S. Ward. That's kitted and ready to go. I do believe I had a problem with this. I had it down as a new start somewhere else, and I had an issue, and I think it's to do with the size of the fabric. Has she allowed border? Which I would imagine she would. I don't know. Then I have got Descending Sun from Samplers Not Forgotten. That's a nice little piece. Do we know the stitch count for that? Can't see it. No, can't see it easily. Then I have got another Shakespeare's Peddler Maria Finney. That might be too big to start as well. Again, I can't easily see the stitch count. I could tell you the fabric size, but not the stitch count. On 30, it's 13 3/4 by 14 1/2 on 32 count. And lastly, kitted up and ready to go is Search the Sky Waxing Ring Designs. You're not going to see that very well because of the glare, I'm sorry. Here we go. It says, may you never be too grown up to search the sky on Christmas Eve. So those are my kitted projects. You'll have to tune in next week to see what I choose. There are a few things that are calling to me, I have to say. Anyway, so that is that. The Prairie Schooler, I don't think I can get my hands on quickly, I'm not sure. No. It's the one that's got the verse from Night Before Christmas. I started it a few weeks back. Then we've got the new start, closest to finish. I'm not sure what I'll do for that yet, because I don't really think anything's closest to finish, so I might pick I just might choose something and give it a couple of days, something that hasn't been picked for a while. I was commenting yesterday at Stitchy Group that my Hade hasn't been picked for months. I wonder if the ball is actually in the bag. I should look, shouldn't I? Maybe I should do the opposite to closest to finish and spend a couple of days on the Hade. Then Sunday, Monday next week I've got the Stitchy Group ornament, so I will definitely be working on that because we've got to get it done for 4 weeks. It needs to be finished in 4 weeks as our little Christmas party. Lucy Calcott, at 1825, I'm doing her first one. There is a lady at Stitchy Group doing 1826, and it is absolutely stunning. I will sidetrack in a moment. Then I've got Bringing Home the Tree, which I do believe is Pineberry Lane, but I might be wrong. And the next weekend, the last weekend, is Free Choice, which again I'll pick something that needs some work and get on with it. What I was going to say regarding Lucy Calcott, someone asked last week, I think, about whether I will show everybody's ornaments. So I did mention that had been requested, and everybody was like, oh no, my stitching. So we'll just ignore that and probably record it anyway. And I've asked Bev, who is doing 1826 Lucy Calcott, if she could make sure that if she isn't bringing it, she does for that day, so that I can show you, because I don't think I've seen anybody stitching on the second Lucy Calcott. I mean, there may be. I don't watch every single Flosstube, I have to say. So anyway, I've asked her so that we can show that as well. So that will be a video that I will put up over the Christmas break at some point, because things will change once my family arrive. I won't be able to do my regular scheduled programming. So if I can record that video, that will at least be something that I can push up to tide over until the new year. Right, I hope everyone is happy with the length. Donna, Jill. I will catch you all again next week, and have a good stitchy week. See you then. Bye for now.